Hi, I'm Shane Fleming. Welcome to vlog number 4. I'm still learning on what I'm doing here, but hopefully you'll stick with me on this journey and hopefully you'll learn some things too. As I said, I'm still learning through this process of vlogging, and I suppose what they say is very true. You learn from your mistakes, and I've definitely picked up a lot of stuff from the actual mistakes I've made in earlier videos. I think the first one I made was, or first one of note that I made was actually looking at the monitor and not the actual lens, and it looked like I was looking like this the whole time. So I learned from that to make sure I focus on the lens and not the actual monitor. So I'm trying to get that a bit better at that, and hopefully that comes across within this video. One other thing that I did learn as well was be careful of your camera position. It is something that kind of was very noticeable in the last video I made. You can check it out, but I will put up a little bit of a post about what I mean in that. But I got a few messages from a few different people after I posted the last video, basically saying, oh, I really liked your video, and a nice view in the mirror as well. For the life of me, I didn't really understand what they were talking about, and I had to go back and look at the video a few times, and then finally I noticed there was a small little mirror actually on one of the shelves. So today I've decided to get a new location, and there's hopefully no reflections or mirrors in the background that are going to give you the same kind of view that I gave in the last video. So that is something, again, learning from your mistakes is something that I kind of firmly believe that it is paramount in kind of no matter what you're doing in terms of business or kind of this or whatever you're doing, art. Learning from your mistakes definitely rings true to me. So it's been a while since I've made a video. There's lots of things that I've kind of been thinking about making videos on over the last kind of week, but I haven't really had the time to do it. I think the biggest issue is not actually sitting down and making the video. The biggest issue is actually kind of editing it all back together, that it's actually watchable. It just takes a long time to kind of pull it together. But I suppose this video, I'm just going to touch base on a few things that I did at the weekend. I was very fortunate enough to be invited to Legal and Finance Network's event in the Intercontinental this weekend. They generally host great events, and this one was no different. It was a fantastic event that they held on Saturday morning. I think everyone was very excited for the rugby, and everyone was very excited for Ireland to do well. The event was unbelievably well put on, a great event, but I think everyone got very disappointed with the actual match, and people just wanted to stop watching, but that was no fault to the guys at Legal and Finance. Looking forward to their next event. Pity we don't have any more rugby coming up until the new year, but definitely something that everyone should check out if they're in that kind of sphere of networking in the legal side, property side, or finance side. It's definitely something you should check out and maybe attend their next events. Also on Saturday, I was invited to a workshop, or participate in a workshop by Dublin Barista School. It was a 2-day workshop put on in the Cliff House Hotel. Fabulous location, and perhaps maybe if I get a huge amount of followers on my Instagram or on YouTube, or find some reason to celebrate something or put on some sort of event, it's a great location for an event. There are lovely rooms that they have there. But basically Dublin Barista School were having a 2-day workshop where they invited people who were interested in starting up their own coffee shop. And the guys in Dublin Barista School were given kind of a 2-day kind of talk on everything to do with coffee, from brewing and opening up a shop. But they also brought in external help from HR people, from accountants, and I was there from the property side of things. I kind of went through a lot of, mainly kind of focused on leasing and what a first-time business owner or coffee shop should be looking out for when they're leasing in terms of negotiations, what's important in lease negotiations, and kind of to be mindful that it's not always about money. Sometimes in lease negotiations, some of the most important clauses that are in leases aren't actually to do with money. There could be break options or rent review clauses and how it's actually happened. So I went through all that in terms of what's the important things to negotiate as a new tenant. I also touched on kind of service charge, costs of running a business, and rates and stuff like that. I also went through the importance of understanding what a rent review clause is within a lease and how it can impact businesses 5 years or 10 years down the line in certain locations. So it was very beneficial, I felt, for me to be able to stand up there and share my insight. I really enjoyed doing it. It's something I probably would like to do a bit more of. Got a great thrill out of actually kind of sharing my knowledge with a lot of people, and I hope they were able to take some benefit out of some of the information that I gave them. So the guys at Dublin Barista School actually did, as I mentioned, kind of got people from HR, accounting, marketing and so on, and I suppose maybe we all kind of scared the life out of these new entrepreneurs who are looking to set up their own business. But I kind of finished up my presentation, and hopefully the other guys did as well, basically saying that owning your own business or being self-employed is actually a joy, and if you can make it work, I think everyone should try to do it if they can make it work. I've been kind of self-employed for over 3 years now. I thoroughly enjoy it, and it's opened up a whole range of opportunities for me that I never actually realised that would be there when I actually set up my venture in Fleming real estate, and it has allowed me kind of get involved in other projects and other business that I never would have been able to do if I was an employee. So I think being self-employed, while there is issues with HR, accounting and leasing and all this kind of stuff, I think if you have the appetite for it, you should definitely be trying to go ahead and do it. But what I also kind of say is take advice, take as much advice as you possibly can. Draw on your sphere, try get mentors. I think something that I've kind of probably not done, and to my own detriment, was actually I went out on my own and I thought I could just do everything on my own, and like I probably did get to do a lot of stuff on my own, but what maybe took 3 years to do or 3 years to get to, if I had a mentor kind of guiding me through, might have only taken a year. So it's more about, it's not just so much about kind of getting their guidance, it's actually sometimes they drive you on as well to do more quicker. So I've said it before, I might have said it at the start of some of my videos, that I am hopefully going to start doing more and more of these videos. I have watched a good few YouTube videos to pick up some tips on how to actually get views of the videos. So it is something that I feel that I have actually watched hours and hours on this, and I'm kind of actually am beginning to understand how it all works. But I suppose the fundamental thing that I've kind of noticed is if you actually want to build this up, the most important thing is actually content is important, is actually probably one of the most important things, but beyond that, one of the most important things is actually being consistent in the kind of the message you deliver, but also consistent in terms of your output. You can be consistent on your output by putting a video out once a day, or you can be consistent in your output by putting a video out once a week. But it's important to stay consistent, and that's something I've kind of failed at the start, mainly because actually work kind of takes precedent over this. But it is something that I want to kind of dedicate more and more time to. I feel that my next video is actually going to be something along the lines of what I have picked up in terms of maybe on the Instagram side of things, in terms of how little tricks to help you kind of grow your Instagram. It's not going to actually get you loads of followers, but it's the little small things that maybe saves you time and effort in terms of kind of managing your own Instagram. And that's probably going to be my next video, which I'll be pulling through maybe about 5 or 6 tips that I think that I've picked up in the last kind of year that I find actually so beneficial to me when I'm actually creating some of my content. But if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Also ring that bell thing, because it actually helps me as well if you subscribe and actually see my videos. And also for kind of general content, I publish a lot on Instagram, so follow my Instagram as well, because I put a lot of videos up there too. And especially if you're interested in property, that's the best place to get me, and the best place to kind of reach out to me is on Instagram. Thanks for watching.